Hi, you're tuning into Chamber Chat with the Greater Lowell Chamber of Commerce. My name's Emma Brooks. I'm the Director of Member and Community Relations. My co-host is
Josh Vlahakis.
And our first guest, we have Liz Stewart here. She's the chair of the Western Ave Studios Artists Association. Welcome.
Thank you for having me. I appreciate it.
So can you give everyone a quick background on the Western Ave Studios in case they're not familiar?
Oh gosh, there's so much background to tell. The building was a former textile mill. It's on the Pawtucket Canal, and in 2005 they began construction on the 5th floor, and they created 30 artist studios.
Wow.
And so floor by floor they have been adding new studios. So there was a flurry of activity between 2005 and 2007, and then there was a little bit of a break, and then in 2011 they started work on another part of the building, which is where the live work lofts are. So it's a less expensive artist housing. So between 2011 and 2013 there was another flurry of activity, and then the last bit of construction they did was around end of 2015 when they fixed the space for Navigation Brewing. So we have 250 artist studios, we have 50 live work lofts, and we have Navigation Brewing. We have the Miracle Providers Northeast, which is a 501c3 charity. They run our black box space called the Onyx Room, and we're also the home of Mill City Grows and the Loading Dock Gallery, which is a cooperative gallery that's part of the complex.
The space really is so amazing. I've been there multiple times, and there's always something new to see every time you go.
It is, and we always have people moving in and out. Everyone displays art on their wall, so even if it's not one of our open studios events, you can come in. The gallery is open 5 days a week, and you can see art on the walls of the different studios.
So what type of artists have studios at Western Ave?
I think it's probably easier to say what types of artists don't have studios at Western Ave. We have all variety of fine artists, different types of painters, photographers, sculptors, people who do pottery work, glass work. We have a glass blowing studio on the 1st floor. We have woodworkers who do wood turning and wood carving. We have fiber artists. We have mixed media artists. We have jewelers of all types. We have literary artists, you know, people who do poetry and things like that. We also have just, you know, so many bookbinders. We have a bookbinder in the building, and you know, if you can think of it, we probably have someone in Western Ave who's either doing it right now or who has done it. So you can see pretty much anything. So if you're not into paintings and true, you know, 2D fine art, there'll still be lots of things there for you to see. But there's also a lot of paintings if that's what you want to see.
Wow, bookbinding, that's definitely different. You don't hear of people doing that every day.
No, he actually went to school in Boston, and he has all the old time equipment, you know, for pressing the pages down, and it's really fascinating to see. You can actually go to his studio and watch him work.
That's cool. And you're an artist yourself. You can plug yourself while you're here.
I am. Of course, I'm not wearing anything that I made. These were made by my friend Lynn Money at Prunella's Workshop. She's on the 1st floor at Western Ave. But I run a business called Lush Industrial. I make jewelry with new and repurposed hardware. So I'm right on the 2nd floor in A205. So please stop by and see my work.
Now, are there any advantages to being an artist at Western Ave?
There are many advantages. One of our artists came up with a really nice sort of catchphrase that says that people come for the facility, but they stay for the community. So they come because they're looking for a space in which to work and do their art. It's difficult if you try to work out of your dining room or spare bedroom. You have to put everything away. You know, you're always pulling stuff out and putting things away, and that wastes a lot of time, and it affects your creative process. But in your studio, you can literally close the door, come back the next day, it's exactly where you left it. It's a very collaborative environment in the sense that artists love to talk about work and love to talk about inspiration, and they love to work together and create new and different things. So I find that people who come to Western Ave are constantly being inspired to push their work to the next level and to try things they might not have tried otherwise if they were working out of a home studio. So, I mean, I've been there for 9 years, and my work has changed dramatically since I moved in there. So I can say that, you know, for myself, it's affected me a great deal. And I see lots of artists who come in and their work is very different than what it used to be, because you can see them growing as an artist, which is really great.
That is great. And you mentioned as well there's housing available for artists?
There is. We have 50 live work lofts, so they're a pretty bare bones space, you know, cement floors and kitchens and things like that, but most of the spaces are wide open. It depended what was in the building at the time, so if I know there's one unit that the elevator shaft is still in there, so it's like a separate room.
Oh, cool.
And some of them have different levels, like if it was where the loading dock was, there's different levels, but most of them are wide open. They can range from 800 to 1,600 square feet, and it's approximately $1 a square foot rent-wise. wise. The smaller ones will be a little more expensive. You do need to be making your living as an artist, and you have to show a portfolio of work in order to be able to be a tenant there. I don't know if there's actually any lofts available, but they can go online to westernavenuestudios.com, and there should be a link to the loft website from there, and they can check it out.
That's a great benefit.
Yeah, it definitely is. Yeah.
And does Western Ave host any art events?
Oh goodness, so many. We're different from a lot of artist studio buildings. A lot of them are only open once or twice a year. We're open every month. We're open the first Saturday of every month from 12 to 5. We call that First Saturday Open Studios. And then we do special events throughout the year. So in October we do Arttoberfest, which is a whole weekend event. For the holidays coming up, we'll be open both weekends in December from 12 to 5 each day. So that'll be 4 full days of shopping convenience. We will also have a holiday shopping night for more last minute people to come on a weeknight, which is going to be Thursday, December 14th.
Nice.
And that'll be from 5 to 9 p.m. It's a more intimate shopping experience in the loading dock area. So the building is so big, people often get overwhelmed. So we try to offer some opportunities for people to do, a smaller shop and get a taste of Western Ave. And then the loading dock gallery, I think for the month of December, will be open 7 days a week. So you can go by and visit and do whatever shopping you need to do. And it's all local artists, it's all handmade. The money stays, we find that when you spend money locally, the money stays local.
Yep.
So the more you can support Lowell area artists, the more that money will stay local.
Definitely. I feel like I'd probably do more shopping for myself than for people on my Christmas list if I went there.
and interestingly enough, we actually do a wish list. So you can go in October and November and fill out a wish list and then give it to somebody who loves you and say, I was at Western Ave, these were the things I liked. And you can write down the studio number and the object that you liked, and you can just go to that studio and say, my spouse, my friend gave me this wish list. This is what I'm interested in buying them.
That's a great idea.
Yeah.
That's awesome. Do you have any other special holiday events coming up that you wanted to mention?
There will be an opening reception at the Loading Dock Gallery on December 2nd from 5 to 7 p.m. and that's for their annual holiday show that they call Winter Lights. So that event will be going on, and that'll be right after the Open Studios hours end at 5 p.m. So that'll be a good one, and I'm going to check my list real quick. And I think that is all of the events that we're doing, which is certainly a lot.
Definitely.
But the brewery is open. If you want to shop and your spouse wants to go have a beer, they can do that. We always have food, either in the loading dock or from a food truck, so you can come and spend a great deal of time, looking at all the art. It's hard to do in one trip, so feel free to make multiple trips. We'll be open in January, we'll be open in February, so definitely we encourage people to come back. And we offer gift certificates, so if you don't know what to get someone, you can visit some of the studios we have in the building. There should be a sign in the elevator, and pick out a Western Ave gift certificate, and then they can come back and go shopping.
That's nice, especially for people that are tough to shop for, because then they have endless options to choose from.
Exactly, because we have so many artists to pick from, they can get whatever they want.
That's great.
Yes.
There's so much to do there. I can't believe it.
It is, it's amazing. There's always artists doing demonstrations. Some of our woodworkers will be carving or turning wood during Open Studios. I think the bookbinder gentleman is usually doing something during Open Studios. People will be weaving, people will be making jewelry, people will be knitting and crocheting. So it's a great chance to talk to artists and see, how they got to where they are, and why they do what they do, and their passion behind it, because it's nice to know the story behind the artist. It gives you a more personal connection to the art that you're buying. So that is, that's always a great thing to be able to do. When you go to a big box store, you don't get that experience.
No.
It's not the same. This, you may pay more for it, but you know where it's coming from. You're supporting someone local. You're helping them, buy their Christmas gifts for their family. You're helping them pay their mortgage. You're helping them send their kids to school. So it's very meaningful.
And you know that it's quality goods and it's all handmade, which means a lot too.
Exactly. It does mean a lot. And I think that people are sort of moving away from the more mass-produced things and getting more into handmade, because it is more meaningful. Even if you don't have the time to do it, you can support someone else who does.
Definitely.
We do have a lot of teaching artists too, so if you want to learn, that's a good thing to do too.
So are there any opportunities for children to take classes at the studios?
I think I would suggest checking with each individual artist. The artists are in charge of running their own classes. I know there's a wide variety of adult classes. I'm pretty sure there are some related to children. As I don't have children, I don't actually know. So I would say check in. If you go to the website, westernavenuestudios.com, there is, I believe there's a section for teaching artists, and so you can see who are teachers. And you can also ask each individual artist if they teach classes.
That's great, and like you said, I'm I'm sure a lot of them are doing demonstrations, so even if you're just walking around, you can learn so much.
Exactly, and I think for kids that's fun to see art and see how fun art can be, because there's not so much art in the schools anymore. So I think it's good for them to see working artists making a living doing it.
Definitely. Now, like you said, it's a huge building. It's 5 stories. So if someone comes there for the first time and wants to check out everything, where do you suggest they start? Do they start at the top and work their way down, or do they start at the bottom and work their way up? What's the best way to?
I think what I suggest is pick a floor and concentrate on a floor. Try to make, take the building in smaller chunks, because if you try to do the entire building, if you actually walk each hallway down and back, you will walk a mile through the entire building. So bring your walking shoes, definitely.
Bring your Fitbit.
Bring your Fitbit, bring your walking shoes, and we do have stairs. We also have an elevator. So if you're interested in old freight elevators, you can have one of our guides will take you up in the elevator. So I suggest that people pick a floor, or if there's a particular type of art they're looking for, if they go on the website, they can sort by medium, and they can pick out a few artists that they want to visit, and then just sort of stroll around and see what's open. I think in terms of setting expectations, we have 250 studios. We usually have between 100 and 125 that are open. We do have artists that are there just to work, that they're not necessarily there to be open and to sell. So if you see doors that aren't open, it's not because anything's wrong, it's just that those artists choose not to open their doors.
That's good to know.
Yeah. So I tell people we're at the end of a dead-end street. We're off of School Street, so you're going to come to the top of a hill, and you're going to take a turn at the top of a bridge where you wouldn't expect to take a turn, and then you'll go down and you park. We have free parking.
That's nice.
If it's no parking available, you can park down the street at the Stocklosa School, and we do have a shuttle that will bring you up. Especially during the holidays, it gets pretty busy.
Yeah, I'm sure it would, with all the events that you have going on. And
Exactly. So we just warn people ahead of time that they might need to park down the street and take the shuttle.
Good to know. And like you said, there's food trucks there a lot of the time, and a lot of the food trucks that you guys have are really good.
Yeah, we get a lot of the
pizza.
Yeah, we get the pizza, we get the empanadas, we get the shuck truck, Let's Roll egg rolls. I believe that during the holidays, the Miracle Providers Northeast will be running the cafe, and then the money goes towards their charity. So they usually have meatball subs and sandwiches and things like that, and desserts. So you'll be able to go to the A-Mill loading dock, buy your lunch, and then we have seating there, so you can just sit and enjoy your lunch there.
That's great. Is there anything else that you want everyone to know about the studios, and can you let them know again when you guys have the open studios?
So we'll have the open studios on December 2nd and 3rd and 9th and 10th, and that'll be 12 to 5 each day. We'll also have the holiday shopping night on December 14th from 5 to 9 p.m. The Loading Dock Gallery opening will be December 2nd from 5 to 7 p.m. And we want you to come and shop and do all your shopping at Western Ave. It's an amazing place. If you've never been, we really encourage you to come. We look forward to talking to you. It's going to be a lot. It's going to be a great time.
Hey, shop local, right?
Yes, exactly.
Are you guys going to be open Small Business Saturday?
Some of our artists will be open on Small Business Saturday. It won't be a huge number, but when you come in, there will be in the A-Mill, there'll be a sign that indicates which studios are open, so you can walk around and take a look.
Awesome. Well, thank you so much for being here, Liz.
Thank you so much for having me, both of you.
On.
Thank you.
Can you give Western Ave's website one more time so everyone can know where to go to look and figure out their plan of attack when they come visit?
Yep, it's westernavenuestudios.com, and you can also find us on Facebook and Instagram.
Awesome.
All right.
Thank you so much.
Thank you.
And thank you for tuning in. We'll be back with our next segment.
In the small town of Elmira, New York, a boy was born into an all-American family. The odds of him achieving his dream in the fashion industry? 1 in 23 million. The odds of having a child diagnosed with autism? 1 in 68. I am Tommy Hilfiger, and my family is affected by autism. Learn more at autismspeaks.org/signs.
Hi, may I please have an application? Thank you.
Skip the drama. Get your GED.
Okay.
Take that first step towards a better future and sign up for free classes now at yourged.org.
Body language can tell you all sorts of things. Like someone is having a stroke. Know the sudden signs. Learn fast. Face drooping, arm weakness, speech difficulty. Time to call 911 and get them to a hospital immediately. Learn the body language and spot a stroke fast.
Hi, we're back with our second segment of Chamber Chat. My name is Emma Brooks. I'm the Director of Member and Community Relations for the Greater Lowell Chamber of Commerce. My co-host is
Josh Blahakis.
And we have two guests here from NILP, the Northeast Independent Living Program. We have Jennifer Howell, the Transition Department Manager, and Kevin Farrell, who's in New Business Development.
Thank you.
And you're a pro, so I could just let you take it away right now if I wanted
I'm
to.
Not. I gave up being a pro years ago. I'll take my cues.
Well, we first have some questions for Jennifer.
Sure.
What are some of the programs within the NILP Transitions Department?
So within the Transitions Department, we have several programs. We have the ADRC, which is the Aging Disability Resource Consortia. It's a partnership between NILP and Elder Services Merrimack Valley, where we combine to, it's called a no wrong door policy. We were looking to serve elders in the community as well as persons with disability. We share information and referral and resources.
That's great.
Yeah, it really is. It's a great program. And then within that, we have options counseling, which basically we get referrals, we get to know consumers, and we provide information to them about the types of programs and services that might be available to them. So we guide them through that process. They have some kind of an unmet need, and we try to guide them toward the programs that are available. We have community supports, so we have 2 in-house community support specialists that basically navigate long-term. It's a very complex system through state and public benefits, private benefits, so the community support specialists kind of stay with consumers long-term to help them, navigate better. They could be working with someone on something like applying for Social Security benefits, providing advocating with that person, getting them on Mass Health, helping them find affordable, accessible housing, variety of issues, transportation, the list is really endless. And then we have nursing home transitions, where we help people transition from nursing homes, skilled nursing facilities, hospitals, back into the community in the setting of their choice. And all of our programs basically run on the same values. It's information and referral. We provide information, we provide peer support, we provide advocacy, and we provide skills training. And it's all based on what the consumer wants, their choice. They're the best determinants of their own needs.
That's great, because I'm sure, like you said, there are so many programs and it can be overwhelming to go through by yourself. So
it is overwhelming.
To have someone there to guide you is so valuable.
Yep.
And could you tell our audience about your partnership with the Elder Services of the Merrimack Valley?
Sure, and again, that's through the ADRC, so the Aging Disability Resource Consortia. The state of Massachusetts partners independent living centers, that's what NILP is, with an ASAP, that's better known as the Elder Services. So geographically, we are partnered with Elder Services Merrimack Valley. So the two teams, we meet on a regular basis. We have monthly meetings. We share best practices. We share resources, challenges. We brainstorm together. How can we help this person? Who has under which umbrella? We also do a lot of community outreach, because our job is to provide information about the wealth of services and programs that are available. And we know a lot of stuff, but we'll never know everything. So we're constantly out there getting to know, visit places in the community, learn more about them, and have them learn about our service, so that we can share that information with our consumers that might, benefit from that program.
And things change so quickly. I'm sure it's a constant job, just knowing about all the updates going on.
It is, yeah, it is. You have to I tell my staff, you don't have to be an expert in everything, but you have to know a little bit about everything. So always keep your ears open.
That's a good motto in general for life.
Yeah.
So how is the Transitions program funded?
Well, the ADRC programs and options counseling, it's a combination of Executive Office of Elder Affairs and MRC. They fund those, making it free for consumers. That's the other thing I should have mentioned. When we get referrals, we don't ask anybody about what insurance do you have, what's your income, because they're not paying for that service. It's free for the person. Executive Office of Elder Affairs picks up the tab. And then the other programs, we have a contract called the State Independent Living Fund, and they basically pay for the community supports, the information and referral, and the nursing home transitions.
That's great.
Yep. And then we do some fundraising as well, but the main sources those are our 2 state funders.
So how would one go about making a referral for NILP programs and services?
That's simple. All you have to do is pick up the phone and call 978-687-4288. Our information and referral specialist is at extension 125, and there really is no formality of who can make a referral. If you're concerned about a neighbor, a friend, a relative, it can be the person themselves. We get calls from social workers, hospitals. Really, it's just endless.
That's great. That is so easy.
It is. Yep.
Yeah. We even get calls from Chambers sometimes.
Really?
We do, yeah, we do. You never know who's going to make the call, but as long as that person, calls and gives us a little bit of information, and we reach out to the consumer, and as long as they want our services, we go out. We go out and meet that consumer.
That's great, because they might not even be aware of it themselves, and then if someone refers them, that might make a huge difference to them. Exactly. Yep. Now, Kevin, I know you're here to talk about a great program that you guys have as well, the Training and Learning Collaborative. Correct. Can you tell us a little bit about that? Right. Well, this started around about 4 years ago. It was the idea that, we needed to make people aware of what we did, how we did it, and who we worked with. But then there was the other piece of that where we will make the Training and Learning Collaborative it's an education series. It's one of the few things that are not free at NILP. We do charge for it. We are focusing it towards businesses and towns and municipalities and private nonprofits and private for-profit businesses. And basically what we do is that we will come out, we will tailor it to your specific needs. If it's a small company, we might even have you come into our training room at 20 Ballard Road in Lawrence, and we can host it there, or we can host it in your shop. But with some of the larger companies that we've done business with, including a very large insurance company, we've done over 1,200 people over the 4 years we've been doing the training there. We actually go out to their shop. We found 25, maybe 30 people at the most is the maximum that you want to, because it's very interactive. If you get a larger than that, it's hard for people to to get a chance to ask a question. And so basically, it's covering the areas of disability awareness and cultural competency. So in plain English, what that means is that basically, people with disabilities own homes, go to work, live in the community, and there's a whole variety of aspects with the various different types of disabilities, how people are able to achieve their goals and take each day as it comes. And couple with that with all of the programs that we and other agencies have available, plus the Americans with Disabilities Act, which is a federal law that overreaches all the states. So it's hard to keep track of all of that. I'm sure. So we put together a training resource. Several of most of the people that do the actual training have one or more disabilities themselves. So they've walked the walk, or they've been down that road more than once. And so they're talking about how people, and as an employer, how you can come into compliance with the Americans with Disabilities Act. If you're a municipality, well, we've done business with a number of towns and municipalities where we've actually gone and done a site survey and looked at the accessibility and the potential problems that they may have with certain public buildings. And they will pay us for our advice and our recommendations, and then they go forward. And that's same with the private sector businesses. But what also businesses have found that it's good business to provide this to all new employees that they hire. Definitely. They make our TLC training part of the the kind of whole group of trainings that new employees who particularly go for large, that work for large corporations have to go through. And it actually makes a lot of sense, because they've covered something that, other than that, there's no real way that people would, would learn about. Because you may have a coworker who has a disability. Everybody probably has somebody in their family or friends that has a disability. And this way, people learn about how people can can live independently in the community with support services. So what we've been doing this for 4 years. And
it's worked out very well. Of course, to all of you watching, if you own a business, we would love to be able to provide this service to you. And periodically we do have an open session that we host where we'll invite one person in from each company in the area, and they can sample, see what the training is like. And that's usually done at no charge. And then after that, we could have a half day or a full day session, or some companies want multiple day sessions, I think. But the key thing is to keep the numbers in the smaller numbers so that people can appreciate the interactive aspect of the training. And we use all of the modern electronic, projection, but there's still nothing like person to person giving a presentation or talking about their life situation or how they were able to circumnavigate various issues as simple as curb cuts or maybe other accessibility issues within a building to make life easier for that person to enter, to go in, to be able to work, come out, or do business with a town, make sure that it is accessible.
And we do have a video that we will take a look at now that will give our viewers a better look at the TLC program. So we'll take a look at that now.
Everyone has a story. I had some very difficult times. One might talk about abuse and neglect in the family, which is what would be said in my file. What I really had to hurdle is being able to say I am a peer.
I mean, I really have to say that I have really lived a full and complete life. I mean, it's not done yet. Maybe I've got another 40, 50 years, who knows. Constantly explored not only who I am, but what I can do with who I am, and fully realizing not that I have limitations, but that I have all these possibilities.
Our story, our shared perspective on producing a customized training curriculum, as well as consultation on disability awareness and cultural competence, is what makes the Training and Learning Collaborative, TLC, truly unique from all others in the marketplace.
The beauty of working with the Training and Learning Collaborative is that they bring a very high quality training design combined with facilitators with lived experience.
Our goal and objective is to design custom tailored training programs for businesses that deal with the needs of persons with disabilities within the business.
With the implementation of the OneCare program, our company has grown by leaps and bounds, so we've hired a lot of new people. And most of those people don't come into the company with any kind of background in disability. This training module is absolutely essential.
June and I spent a lot of time talking about our specific needs in terms of understanding disability culture and competence, the American with Disabilities Act, and serving the disability community, and they came back with a phenomenal training design for our folks and just a really impactful day.
Making access real for all is a core tenet of all of our trainings. Access for all means that you have to really think differently about what does access mean to that individual so that they're getting the full experience that anybody else is getting.
To have better programming, lower costs, you have to change the way you think, taking into consideration the broad range of needs, wants, and desires of all of your customers as well as all of your employees. It's good business. That, to me, is the bottom line.
The brilliant way that they have designed and developed video, it's almost like having a third facilitator helping to bring the topics alive.
We all have different styles of learning. Some people read, some people are auditory.
So how do we make sure we mix and match the knowledge and the content so that we're hitting all those diverse learning styles?
We provide discussion and discourse. And then we also provide case scenarios where they really have presented with a problem and they have to work through it.
We can structure it so that we can measure that learning as occurring.
Bert and June are very engaging and charismatic people by nature.
I can't tell you how many people come out of that training saying, wow, that was really fun.
Bert is very funny. He asks a lot of questions that make you think. June, she's amazing. Her personal story in the beginning was very, very touching.
You have the tools now that will allow you to interact with that community.
It's not very often you go to a full day training and it's really, really enjoyable.
Human beings are here for a really short time. I believe that it's my role to teach people that we're whole. I think we're all complete.
Our commonness is on the fact that we are survivors.
The Training and Learning Collaborative, TLC, is the education division of the Northeast Independent Living Program. We provide services, programs, and advocacy for all people with disabilities who wish to live independently in the community. Contact us today, and we will put more TLC into your organization to help meet all of your needs.
So Kevin, you're also here to tell us a little bit about the NILP Independence Fund and why it's so important to your organization. Can you kind of go into a little bit of detail about that?
Yes, the Independence Fund is it's money, we used to call it our annual fund. It's basically money we raised that's used when we're going to place people back in the community. There's always things that nobody funds. I mean, you know, if you think about all the cleaning compounds under the bathroom and kitchen sink, well, nobody covers that. We use the Independence Fund, or the Independence Fund if we needed, you know, a last month's rent or something like that to help somebody out, or other things, just setting up an apartment. And so it's very important. It's tax deductible to the extent allowed by law. We are a 501c3 nonprofit. It's the Northeast Independent Living Program, or NILP, at 20 Ballard Road, Lawrence, Massachusetts, 01843. You can also donate, use your credit card through PayPal. If you go to the website, nilp.org, and I might add, for all of the information you've heard today, if you go to the website, nilp.org, it's all there. The transitions. We also have a program called Personal Care Assistance, which allows people with disabilities to live in the community, and that's a Mass Health funded program that we administer in the northeastern part of Massachusetts. So it's nilp.org, or 978
687-4288.
I just had it.
You guys are a great team.
Yeah, and I think it's nilp.org, of course, we'll get you there. And we really appreciate, you know, for those business owners out there, you know, this is one of the benefits of joining the Greater Lowell Chamber of Commerce. You've got a nice television situation, you've got a chamber that supports and promotes your business. So I just do a little quickie commercial for that too.
Thank you for the shout out, Kevin.
Okay.
We love having you on.
Thank you.
So thank you both for being here, Jennifer.
Thank you.
It was great having you on for the first time. It was really fun.
It was fun.
So we'll have to have you back. And thank you all for tuning in. We'll be back with our final segment of Chamber Chat.
Most of my family, they never graduated high school or even let alone go to college, so I'm trying to break that barrier. Every day after work, went straight to school, studied hard, and it paid off. I could not have done it alone. I see the future is really bright for me. The high school diploma is just added to the confidence, and now I feel unstoppable.
Find free adult education classes near you at finishyourdiploma.org.
Hey Gabby, how you doing? How's the play date and sleepover?
Dad, it was great.
Awesome. Okay, I'm on my way. Hey guys, what are you doing?
We're going swimming. We're going biking. Yeah!
I'll see you in a little bit, guys. I love you.
Hi babe, how was school today?
Hi Dad, it was great.
Okay honey, I'll be home soon. Remember, you're never too far away from your kids to be a dad. Reach out and take a second to check in, because sometimes the smallest moments can have the biggest impact on a child's life.
Got a quarter?
Hi, we're back with our final segment of Chamber Chat. My name's Emma Brooks. I'm the Director of Member and Community Relations for the Greater Lowell Chamber, and my co-host is
Josh Blahakis.
And our final guest is Shannon Norton. She's here from the Career Center of Lowell. Welcome.
Hi, thank you.
So for anyone who's not familiar, what are the services that the Career Center can provide to job seekers?
So we are a one-stop career center here in Massachusetts. There's over 30 of them, and we are the comprehensive center for the Greater Lowell area. So traditionally people will come when they get laid off from their position and they're filing for unemployment. We used to have an unemployment office in our office. Now you have to do it either online or on the phone. But we do have a lab that helps people navigate the system.
That's nice.
And then we have workshops, great workshops. I mean, we have from everything from salary negotiations to resume, cover letters, interviewing. We also do webinars. Webinars are open to anybody. You don't have to become a member. You do have to become a member of the Career Center in order to access the services. We have orientations that you have to go to, and then you get a membership card. We have a resource room with computers, printers, fax, you know, anything. So if you don't want to, you know, if you don't have that at your house, or you just want to get out of the house and focus on your job search, you can come down. And we, of course, have career advisors, counselors that can work with the person on their resume and their job search, and research their industry to see maybe they need a change because their industry, the jobs are just not there, or they're going away or whatever. So we can help with that. Yeah.
I love that you do the resume writing workshops, because a lot of times I feel like if people get laid off, maybe they've been at their job for a long time and maybe they haven't updated their resume in years, like maybe a decade. So
yeah, and the resumes have changed.
They have.
They're very, you know, it's used to be just like everyone would do the chronological, but there's the functional resume, which is really can make a big impact. And plus you have to be careful because now all these applicant tracking systems that they're looking for those keywords. So you have to make sure you get those keywords in there.
And it's important to have someone who knows what those are, so you can, because that's the first step to getting a job, is getting noticed by your resume.
Right, right. And you don't want those applicant tracking systems to kick you out because you don't have all the, you know, the right words on your resume. And then of course the LinkedIn is a big thing. We do a lot of LinkedIn workshops. I know Bob McIntosh has done some for the chamber.
He's great.
Yeah, it does like the critiques of LinkedIn. And we also do that as well. We'll do like the resume critiques and also the LinkedIn critiques, which is a big thing now, because even LinkedIn, it's not just taking your resume and copying it into LinkedIn. It's you know, it's a whole strategy around how you do your profile. And
he critiqued my LinkedIn, and you know how they give you the rating of how complete your profile is?
Yeah.
Mine was at 100%, so I was like, oh, he won't have much to tell me. Little did I know, there was a lot of things he was like, you should change this, you should word this differently, and I was like, oh my gosh, I wouldn't have thought of that. So those resources are really important and really good for people to take advantage of when
and
they're there.
all free.
Which is amazing.
Everything is free, yep.
That's wonderful for job seekers. But on the flip side of things, what are some of the services that the Career Center provides to businesses?
So we work with all businesses, small, medium, large. We can help them finding, mostly they come to us when they have job openings and they're really struggling to fill them. And we have over 6,000 people come through our door every year. So we take resumes for all of those people. We have a database where we can screen through for resumes to forward on to the employers. A lot of times an employer will come to us if they're growing and they know they have these positions that they're going to be, you know, trying to fill in the next 2 months or something. Sometimes the smaller businesses, they don't even have job descriptions. They just know they need somebody, so we'll help them with job descriptions, give them labor market information on what's the best wage, like so they can be competitive when they're looking for someone. Of course, we have job fairs. And we have recruitments on site. So, you know, if you're looking to hire a bunch of people, we will provide you the room, we'll advertise for the recruitments, and you can just sit there and interview.
You make it so easy.
We'll take care of everything for that. And also if there's any kind of incentives that the government has for hiring, you know, certain populations or something like that. And we also, through the Workforce Board, there's something called the Workforce Training Fund, which every business that pays unemployment into the unemployment system pays into this fund, and then you can access this fund to train your existing employees.
That's so valuable.
Yeah, and we get several companies in our area a year, but we're trying to get more. You know, we're trying to, as I don't think these employers know that this fund exists, that you know, through this, it's free for them. They get paid, you know.
I feel like if they knew about it, why would they not take advantage? So we're here to help spread the word.
And Middlesex runs open houses periodically, and we help them with that. And we can also help the businesses fill out the application, which can be a little intimidating for some businesses because it's government and it's a lot of forms, but we'll help with that.
That's great. You help with everything. It sounds like you make it so easy for job seekers and people that are businesses, like you said, that are hiring. So that's great. You help out both sides of the table.
Yep.
Now, are there any new programs or events that you want people to know about that are coming up?
I would just tell people to go to our website, which is cclowell.org. So we put anything on our front page, any upcoming events or anything we want to highlight. We just had a job fair last week. We had over 30 employers, and we had 290 job seekers came through, so that was great. It was very busy. And we have recruitments ongoing, almost every week we have some company that's coming to do a recruitment. So checking the website is a good way to get information on what's coming. And we'll probably do another job fair in March, but it'll be geared towards manufacturing.
Oh, nice.
So we have some training programs that we're doing right now with Middlesex and the Greater Lowell Technical High School for manufacturing, advanced manufacturing. So when that class finishes, we'll do a job fair for that. But yeah, so cclowell.org. We have lots of information on that web page for people about what we do for job seekers, businesses, all links to all different resources, all the workshops that we have. You can register for workshops online once you become a member.
Yes. It can be so overwhelming, I'm sure, if you've been in a job for a number of years and then once you're out of there, you probably don't know where to start, because a lot of times maybe you don't know about Indeed or Monster.com and you don't know where to go to look for a job that is within the field that you want. So to have someone there that can walk you through it step by step is so valuable.
Yeah, and you don't have to be on unemployment to become a member. I think some people think that I'd have to get laid off and then I can go to the Career Center. That we're universal access. So we provide services to people. We have 2 disability career advisors who work with people with disabilities, and we're trying to help them, navigate going back to work while they're receiving SSI, Social Security, disability benefits. And we have a counselor that can help them figure out how, if I get a job, does my benefits, how is that going to impact my benefits? And we're really trying to support them, because people want to go back to work, but they're nervous if they've been out for a while. So we help them with that. We have a veterans rep. On-site veterans get priority service.
That's great.
But we do have a dedicated vet rep who works with our vets. Trying to think, we have programs for youth. In the summertime, we run a big summer jobs program.
That's nice.
About 300 or so. From Lowell youth, low-income youth, they get employed for 6 weeks, and they get 15 hours of work readiness, like soft skills, because a lot of them it's their first job. So we do that. So yeah, I know I'm probably forgetting.
But so for students just getting out of college, maybe that the Career Center would be a good stop for them, because like you said, I think a lot of people, like you said, don't realize that you don't need to be unemployed or on unemployment to become a member, and that's such a valuable resource right here in downtown Lowell. So all the kids graduating from UMass Lowell, like you will be, I mean, that'll be perfect.
We don't get a lot of recent college grads. I don't know if they're just getting scooped up as soon as they graduate, which would be great, but I would love to see more younger people. We tend to get the slightly older demographic, which I've been seeing a lot more of lately. I think it's the people, like you said, have been working for 20, 30 years, and they get laid off, and they haven't interviewed or updated their resume in a long time, and they need help. And then once they come, they love it.
I'm sure.
Yeah,
when I was getting out of college, I would have loved to have had someone there that was like, do this, write this on your resume, use these keywords. That would have been so valuable.
I mean, we had most schools have like some kind of career center that helps, but I think it's always good to have somebody else look at your resume, because you tend to, especially when you're getting out of college, you tend to do like the chronological kind of basic resume, but there's ways to punch that up. Yeah.
That's good to know, because that's how I do my resume, so maybe I should stop by and take one of your classes.
No, you're not going anywhere.
I know, that's true. That's true. I'm very happy. But it's good to be in the know and just know the latest. And
or if you know people, if you want to refer them over, or anyone watching that knows somebody, like I said, you don't even have to be out of a job if you're underemployed, or if you're looking to make a change. You just come in. You just have to. We are open on Tuesday nights until 8. So.
Oh wow, that's so convenient for people that work later jobs, or because sometimes most places close at 5. You can't always. If you get out of work at 5, there's no way you can make it over. So that's great that you've extended hours.
Yes. Yep. We open on Tuesday nights now. So.
Nice.
Yep.
And could you tell our audience a little bit more about how memberships work?
So you have to, you can call the Career Center at 978-458-2503. So you can call, or you go onto the website and get the information there. But you do have to attend an orientation. So we hold a few of these orientations, and so you attend that. It's about 2 hours. It tells you all about the services. We do a tour, and then you get a membership card. And once you have a membership card, you come in, you just show your membership, and then you can, from there, you can register for workshops online, or call and ask to be scheduled in, or just come down. So we do have like a day pass if somebody just wanted to come in to use the computer or go use the unemployment lab to file for benefits. But we really want people to
use that
you
computer
need to become a member. You need to become a member. Yeah.
That's great. Like I said, such a valuable service right here in downtown Lowell that everyone should be taking advantage of.
Yeah, and it's free. Like I said, everything is free. So. And how can you beat that?
I know. If it's free, it's for me. Now, can you tell everyone how they can find out more information about the Career Center if they want to get in touch with you?
Yep. So again, the best way is the website, cclowell.org, or to call. It's the 978-458-2503. But like I said, the website's the best way to get in touch with us. And we have a Facebook page, and we have a Twitter account. So we're trying to be more active on that. And we do have a LinkedIn page as well. So you can find us via those social media.
Nice. And your website itself sounds like a great resource that lists, like you said, all the upcoming events and job fairs. So people they don't have to be a member to attend the job fairs, right?
Nope, they don't have to be a member to attend the job fairs or to participate in the webinars. So those you can sign up for, and and they're all different topics. Some really interesting. I think they're going to have a job search roundtable next week, actually no, it's tomorrow actually at 6. So, but yeah, we try to do the webinars a little bit differently than the standard, resume job search. So we try to pick like different topics that might be of use to people.
Interesting.
So, yeah, you can check those out.
Awesome. Well, tons of stuff going on at the Career Center.
Thank you.
You guys we're lucky to have you.
Yeah. And we're neighbors.
Yes, I know. People come into our office all the time looking for you. And we're like, it's just a few more doors.
Yeah, I know. I need better signage.
Well, again, thank you so much for being here, Shannon. We love having you on, and we love hearing about the valuable services that you have to offer.
All right, thank you.
Thank you very much.
Yeah, thanks.
And thank you for tuning in to this episode of Chamber Chat. We'll be back next month with a brand new episode.